You're watching
Give me my line.
Tab TV.
Introducing Tabby. Graduating this year, Tabby has spent her time at Blakelock making the school a better place. She's on multiple sports teams and clubs and is co-president of student council. Her positive energy is felt around the school, and we can't wait to see what she does with her last semester at Blakelock.
Our semi-formal, our first year of high school, it's kind of nice to end with one as well. So I know a lot of people are really excited about that.
Yeah. With spring approaching, what are some of the spring sports that you're looking forward to?
Certainly rugby, softball as well. I know that Miss Woodhead is back coaching this year. Last year she was on maternity leave, so she wasn't able to coach us girls. Now she's back, and we're hoping to go to OFSA again this year and hopefully place again. So,
Yeah. You've been at Blakelock for 4 years. What do you think is the most important lesson you've learned from your time here?
Oh geez. Most likely, probably not to put too much pressure on yourself. Don't get worked too up about little things like a test or like certain projects and things like that, because in the long run, like it's one small thing, and like in 5 years you aren't even gonna remember what you were upset about that day, or even the fact that you were upset. So I wouldn't get too worked up about the small things now, because there's so much ahead of you that in the long run it really means nothing.
Yeah. So as a grade 12, what would be something like some advice you'd give to grade 9?
Certainly to enjoy the small things, like especially in class. Like my grade 9 year, like a lot of the time, I took for granted like the small little like chit chats and things like that we would have in the classroom, and like the cahoots we would play like in the class, and like having that competitive aspect and like your friends near you, because COVID kind of took away a few years of my high school. I feel like that's certainly something that you never really thought of before. Just like enjoy all the small little things, because like eventually like your grade 12 year comes and you're like, oh my gosh, like where did the time go?
So how much do you think you've changed over your time at Blakelock?
I would say I've changed quite a bit. I think I've matured quite a bit over the years, that's for sure. I think everyone changes, and I think especially being in high school, having like a whole bunch of different personalities and like friendships along the way, I think that change is normal and that's good. And yeah, but I definitely think that I am a little bit of a changed person.
Yeah. So what are your plans for next year?
Next year, I'm hoping to be attending Laurier, studying communications and management. So that's my plan, and I'm just waiting to hear back from a few other schools for acceptances before, I kind of commit to one. But yeah.
So how are you feeling about going to university after a lot of your high school was interrupted by COVID?
I'm certainly excited for it, because I don't know, I've always been a pretty independent person, just going off to university in general. makes me really happy and excited to be on my own. But the fact that my high school experience was kind of cut short due to COVID, it doesn't, I don't know, I've kind of come to peace with it. You can't do much about it. It's kind of just best to focus on the future, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So
Yeah. So what was your favorite moment at Blake Lock?
Oh, there's so many good ones. I would say it's a tie between two. Both have to do with field hockey. I played on the field hockey teams for grade 9, 11, and 12 because we didn't have a team my grade 10 year. But certainly it was so much fun. In our grade 11 year, we won the Tier 2 championships. That was a great moment, having that moment with your team and that bonding experience. It was great. Something I never ever even thought that I would be doing. It was a great team. It was a great group of girls. And then again in our semifinals game against, oh gosh, I can't remember who it was against, but it went up to shootouts, and we stood there and our team won literally by this much, and that was probably one of the most incredible sports moments I've ever played in my life. So it was pretty great having a nice moment with the team, for sure.
Yeah. So you said you're the student council co-president. So are there any events that you guys are planning right now that students can look forward to?
Certainly after March break, we're planning to run our March Madness tournament again. So listen to announcements and keep up for posts on that. That should be coming soon, as well as a multicultural night on May 4th. That's coming up. Sorry, we're in the process of planning that as well. We're helping support a lot of other clubs and teams and stuff that are working on that. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Does that help?
Okay. Thanks for coming to talk to us today.
No worries. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was great.
You're watching Give Me My Lie. Tab TV.